Most jealousy never arrives loudly, because your brain ignores danger hiding behind friendly smiles. The most dangerous people usually sound supportive, calm, curious, and emotionally safe around you. But certain questions quietly expose hidden resentment, insecurity, and emotional competition almost immediately. Once you recognize these patterns, protecting your confidence becomes dramatically easier every single day. Your brain naturally trusts people asking questions with warm voices and relaxed expressions around you. That psychological blind spot allows jealous people controlling access directly into your emotional state. They slowly plant insecurity while pretending they only want honest conversation or harmless curiosity. But something strange happens when you finally notice their repeating behavioral patterns clearly. Every jealous person asks emotionally loaded questions, designed to reduce your confidence and excitement quietly. They rarely attack directly, because direct attacks immediately reveal insecurity and emotional bitterness underneath. Instead, they disguise judgment inside concern, humor, advice, or innocent-sounding curiosity toward your success. Today, you will learn 5 hidden questions secretly resentful people repeatedly use against others. Why jealous people hide their real intentions. Human brains constantly compare status, confidence, success, attractiveness, and social approval against surrounding people. When someone feels emotionally behind, your growth silently triggers discomfort inside their nervous system daily. Instead of improving themselves, insecure people sometimes unconsciously attempt emotionally shrinking confident individuals nearby. That is why jealousy often sounds polite before becoming emotionally damaging over longer periods. Most jealous people do not even understand their own behavior completely during uncomfortable emotional comparisons. Their questions become psychological defense mechanisms, protecting fragile confidence and unresolved personal insecurity from exposure. Your success reminds them about dreams ignored, risks avoided, and potential they never pursued seriously. Here is where this pattern becomes extremely important for protecting your emotional stability long-term. Question 1. How did you afford that? You finally buy something meaningful after months of discipline, sacrifice, and hard professional work recently. Then someone immediately asks how you possibly afforded something expensive without visible financial struggle today. Notice what disappeared from their response completely, because genuine celebration never actually appeared anywhere first. They skipped encouragement entirely and moved directly toward questioning your financial legitimacy and personal choices. That question sounds harmless initially, but your brain immediately enters subconscious defensive explanation mode afterward. Suddenly, you begin minimizing your happiness, justifying purchases nobody actually forced you into making personally. You say things like, "It was discounted," "unnecessary," "temporary," or honestly not very expensive anyway. Without noticing, you slowly shrink your excitement so uncomfortable people can emotionally relax around you. Real supporters focus first on your joy, effort, confidence, or achievement, instead of financial suspicion immediately. Jealous individuals focus on details reducing emotional impact because your happiness psychologically threatens their self-image. They need your success feeling smaller, so their current life feels emotionally easier accepting internally afterward. That subtle emotional strategy appears constantly across friendships, workplaces, classrooms, and even family conversations everywhere. Instead of over-explaining yourself, calmly say you worked hard and wanted rewarding experiences occasionally instead. Short, confident responses protect emotional energy better than long, defensive explanations ever realistically can afterward. Confident people rarely justify every positive decision because internal security already validates their personal choices naturally. Remember this carefully, because emotionally secure people celebrate joy instead of investigating happiness suspiciously afterward. Question 2. Are you sure that's a good idea? You finally decide changing careers, starting projects, moving cities, or building healthier personal habits seriously. Then somebody quietly asks whether your decision actually sounds realistic, responsible, or emotionally safe enough. Immediately, uncertainty enters your mind even when your original decision felt exciting and deeply meaningful. That question activates fear centers inside your brain before logical reasoning fully evaluates actual possibilities objectively. Concern sometimes comes from love, but jealousy often disguises itself using fearful-sounding protective language instead. Supportive people ask thoughtful questions, helping you prepare while still respecting your independent personal growth journey. Jealous individuals drop out emotionally, then disappear without offering practical support or meaningful encouragement afterward. They unconsciously prefer familiar versions of you because growth disrupts emotional comfort and existing relationship dynamics. Watching someone pursue difficult goals forces insecure people confronting risks they personally avoided pursuing before themselves. Your courage becomes an uncomfortable mirror, reflecting their hesitation, fear, procrastination, and unrealized ambitions back emotionally. Instead of processing those emotions honestly, they attempt reducing your confidence through carefully planted uncertainty instead. But there is one hidden psychological effect most people never recognize quickly enough during conversations. Repeated exposure toward doubtful language slowly rewires your expectations and emotional confidence over extended periods mentally. Your brain begins associating ambition with danger, embarrassment, failure, and social rejection from surrounding people constantly. That emotional conditioning silently destroys motivation long before external failure even realistically becomes possible for you. Quiet growth believes sustainable confidence develops through consistent action instead of emotionally chasing outside approval constantly. When somebody questions your direction, calmly explain you already considered risks and trust yourself moving forward. You do not need universal approval before making meaningful decisions, improving your future life dramatically someday. Every successful person eventually disappoints individuals expecting permanent comfort, predictability, and emotional familiarity from them constantly. Growth always feels uncomfortable around people emotionally attached toward outdated versions of your identity previously. Question 3. You've changed. This question usually appears after your confidence, standards, boundaries, or self-respect noticeably improve over time. Maybe you stopped tolerating disrespect, started exercising consistently, or finally prioritized emotional peace over approval recently. Instead of celebrating your development, somebody suddenly accuses you becoming different, distant, arrogant, or emotionally cold. That reaction reveals far more about their insecurity than your personal transformation honestly ever could naturally. Healthy growth changes behavior because healing naturally affects communication patterns, priorities, emotional reactions, and relationships significantly. People benefiting from your insecurity often dislike watching confidence replace your previous emotional dependence on validation. The old version of you felt easier controlling, predicting, pleasing, and emotionally influencing during difficult situations previously. Now your boundaries challenge relationship dynamics previously built around your silence and constant emotional accommodation habits. Your brain hates social rejection naturally because humans evolved surviving through strong tribal acceptance historically together. So, accusations about changing trigger guilt, even when transformation actually improves your emotional health dramatically overall. Many people unconsciously shrink themselves again, just restoring comfort inside familiar social environments around others temporarily. But something important separates supportive discomfort from jealous emotional resistance toward personal development completely afterward. Supportive people may miss old memories while still respecting your current personal evolution and happiness deeply. Jealous people emotionally punish improvement because your confidence highlights insecurities they avoid addressing within themselves regularly. They frame your growth negatively, hoping guilt convinces you returning toward smaller, safer emotional patterns again. Never apologize for becoming emotionally healthier, mentally stronger, or more intentional about your personal future anymore. Instead of defending yourself endlessly, calmly say growth changed your perspective and improved emotional clarity significantly. That response communicates confidence without hostility, while protecting your energy from unnecessary emotional arguments afterward. Repeatedly. People genuinely loving you eventually adapt toward healthier versions, supporting your growth without resentment or manipulation. Anyone demanding permanent smallness probably benefited emotionally whenever your confidence remained weak previously. Question 4. Do you really need all that attention? You share achievements online, express happiness openly, or confidently enjoy moments previously hidden from others publicly. Then someone subtly suggests your confidence appears excessive, dramatic, unnecessary, attention-seeking, or emotionally performative today. Suddenly, joy transforms into self-consciousness because your brain fears becoming socially rejected by surrounding communities. That emotional shift happens incredibly fast because shame immediately affects nervous system responses within human psychology. Jealous people often confuse confidence with arrogance because secure self-expression feels emotionally unfamiliar around them internally. Your visibility reminds them about dreams hidden, talents ignored, and authentic personalities constantly suppressed by fear themselves. Instead of expanding emotionally, they attempt shrinking your presence until everyone feels equally invisible around each other. This psychological pattern appears frequently across social media, friendships, creative work, and professional environments today everywhere. Many intelligent people quietly dim their personalities, avoiding criticism from emotionally uncomfortable individuals surrounding them constantly afterward. They speak softer, celebrate less, dress simpler, and hide achievements, preventing judgment or passive-aggressive comments entirely. Over time, suppressing authentic expression creates emotional exhaustion because your personality constantly performs protective self-editing behaviors. That silent emotional shrinking damages confidence more deeply than obvious criticism usually affects people psychologically later. Real supporters never punish confidence when happiness arrives naturally through hard work and personal emotional healing efforts. They enjoy seeing you excited because secure individuals understand another person's light threatens absolutely nothing internally whatsoever. Jealous individuals interpret confidence personally because comparison already dominates their internal emotional thought patterns constantly instead. Whenever someone calls your happiness excessive, remember, emotionally healthy people rarely fear authentic self-expression publicly. Question 5. Did someone help you? You complete something impressive after exhausting effort, sacrifice, discipline, and focused consistency across difficult months successfully. Then somebody immediately wonders whether another person secretly deserves credit behind your visible accomplishment instead today. Notice how quickly your talent disappeared from their interpretation regarding everything you personally achieved through dedication. That subtle dismissal emotionally weakens recognition while redirecting attention away from your individual capability and persistence. Jealous people struggle acknowledging competence because competence challenges assumptions emotionally, protecting their own self-worth internally, daily. If they already decided you were average, your success creates uncomfortable contradiction inside existing mental narratives immediately afterward. So their brain searches alternative explanations, preserving familiar beliefs, without fully recognizing your actual personal growth progress. Sometimes they mention luck, connections, timing, privilege, or hidden assistance before recognizing your disciplined work honestly. This becomes psychologically dangerous because repeated dismissal slowly changes how you interpret personal accomplishments internally, afterward, yourself. You begin minimizing effort automatically, while giving excessive credit towards circumstances, luck, or outside support constantly instead. Eventually, imposter syndrome develops because your brain stopped fully accepting evidence supporting personal capability and resilience internally. But here's the truth. Insecure people rarely understand clearly during moments involving another person's visible success. Support from others matters, but disciplined execution still requires your attention, consistency, courage, and emotional resilience daily. Nobody else completed your responsibilities, managed your stress, or continued working through difficult, uncertain moments personally instead. Healthy people recognize teamwork, while still respecting individual contribution, leadership, and focused effort behind successful outcomes naturally. Jealous individuals emotionally erase your role because acknowledging competence threatens their existing self-perception deeply afterward. When someone questions your accomplishment indirectly, simply thank them and acknowledge your hard work confidently afterward, calmly. You do not need shrinking language protecting people emotionally uncomfortable around your earned personal achievements anymore today. Confidence becomes powerful whenever ownership replaces constant explanation, apology, or nervous self-minimizing during conversations repeatedly afterward. The strongest people celebrate success quietly, without requiring universal emotional permission from surrounding individuals ever again. The psychology of protecting your peace. Now you understand something important, because jealousy rarely appears through obvious hatred or aggressive confrontation publicly anymore. It hides inside conversations sounding friendly, while slowly reducing confidence, excitement, and emotional security over time instead. Your responsibility is not becoming paranoid, defensive, or emotionally distant from everyone around you constantly afterward, either. Your responsibility involves recognizing emotional patterns, protecting peace without surrendering authenticity, confidence, or meaningful ambition personally. Your brain is not weak for missing these patterns, because humans naturally trust socially familiar behavior initially. But once awareness develops, manipulative emotional dynamics become easier identifying before they quietly affect confidence again later. Keep growing, keep celebrating, and keep choosing environments encouraging your evolution instead of fearing it emotionally. And once you recognize hidden jealousy clearly, you never completely unsee those patterns again.